Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh Shem Shai, Ba'ashem Rakor Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone that rule well. Salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing this word in sincerity and truth on the four corners of the earth. All right. And I'm going to start in Isaiah 30 and 9. Excuse me. That this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord. All right, that this is a rebellious people against Yahweh Shem Shai, and not only Yahweh Shem Shai, but the men that He has set in power or set to be leaders of Israel, the prophets, the seers. Okay, Israel, 2/3 of the nation of Israel is a very rebellious nation. All right, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord. All right, because the law of the Lord is being told to the children of Israel by who? The prophets, the seers. That's who's, just like in the ancient world, that's who's coming to tell you the law. That's who's coming to tell you, we need to repent from this, or the Lord going to do this. All right, and they don't want to hear it. Okay, it says, which say to the seers, see not. So when a seer gets a vision, okay, from the Lord, they tell the seer, see not. Basically, we don't care. We don't want to hear that. All right. It says, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. Okay. That's what Jake wants, to speak unto us smooth things. That's why the church thrives. The Baptist church, black church, I know so-called Latinos, all right, y'all into the Catholic church. It's full of smooth things. It's full of things that you want to hear. That's all those, fake pastors and those fake prophets do, is tell you what you want to hear. And Israel loves it. All right. It says, get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease before us. Okay. Cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Meaning, as far as Yahweh, speaking from the perspective of a 2/3, as far as Yahweh Shem Shai goes, keep it. We don't want that. And that's the energy that us, believing in this truth and speaking this truth, that's the energy that you're going to get from a 2/3. So don't be surprised. Don't be frustrated. Because that's the spirit that they got. They'll listen to you all day if you're talking about some Jesus. But if you say Yahweh Shem Shai and speak the truth of the scriptures, they're going to shun you off. All right? But continuing on, it says, wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. All right, because ye despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness. All right, Jake trusts in oppression and perverseness. We see that here in America, but not only here in America, in the ancient world. They trust in oppression and perverseness. Anything that's somebody got their foot up Jake's ass and it's a perverse society, they love it. Look at how Jake is in this society. They love this society. Even though they're being oppressed, and even though this whole place is full of perverseness, okay, Jake loves it. All right, now I'm gonna grab an account in 1 Samuel. All right, 8 and 4. Okay, 1 Samuel 8 and 4. Then all the elders of Israel gathered themselves together and came to Samuel unto Ramah, and said unto him, behold, thou art old, and thy sons walk not in thy ways. Now make us a king to judge us like all nations. So Israel at this time, all right, wanted a king to rule over them, even though they had Yahweh Shem Shai ruling over them, saving them out of tribulation. Okay, like the Most High is gonna bring up Egypt in this account and everything that he's done. Jake still wanted a human king to rule over them, man. All right. But it says, but the thing displeased Samuel when they said, give us a king to judge us. And Samuel prayed unto the Lord. And the Lord said unto Samuel, hearken unto the voice of the people in all that they say unto thee. For they have not rejected thee, but they have rejected me, that I should not reign over them. All right. Going back to Isaiah 30 and 11. All right. Get ye out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. This is the same thing that they was doing back in the ancient world. All right. Give us a king like the other nations. All right. Even though Yahweh Shemel Shai is our king, okay, give us a king like the other nations. All right. Cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. All right. Now going back to Samuel. All right. For they have not rejected thee, but they have rejected me, that I should not reign over them. All right. According to all the works which they have done since the day I brought them out of Egypt, even unto this day, wherewith they have forsaken me and served other gods, so do they also unto thee. All right. They have forsaken me and served other gods. Just like in Isaiah 30. All right. Cause the Holy One of Israel to cease before us. If you serving another God, that's your mind state. If you want another king to rule over you, that's your mind state. Cause the Holy One of Israel to cease before us. And they still doing it unto this day. All right. They rather had a idol, they other gods that is mentioned. Jesus, Allah, you know, all these fake gods, man. These idols. It says, now therefore hearken unto their voice. Howbeit yet protest solemnly unto them, and show them the manner of the king that shall reign over them. All right. And Samuel told all the words of the Lord unto the people that asked him of a king. And he said, this will be the manner of the king that shall reign over you. All right. He will take your sons and appoint them for himself, for his chariots, and to be his horsemen, and some shall run before his chariot. So what Samuel is telling them is the king that's going to be set before you that you asked for, he going to take your son and they going to pull his chariots, all right? Continuing on, and he will appoint him captains over thousands and captains over fifties, and will set them to ear his ground and to reap his harvest and to make his instruments of war and instruments for his chariots. All right? So he going to take the people, he going to put y'all to work. All right? Y'all going to reap his harvest, make his instrument of war, and his instruments for his chariots. All right? It says he will take your daughters to be confectionaries and to be cooks and to be bakers. And he will take your fields and your vineyards and your olive gardens, even the best of them, and give them unto his servants. All right, so he going to rob your nice vineyards and olive gardens and give it to his servants, all right? The people that are in command with him, all right? It says, and he will take your men servants and your maid servants and your goodliest young men and your asses and put them to work, to his work, rather. He will take the 10th of your sheep, and ye shall be his servants. He going to take a 10th of your sheep. He going to tax you for your cattle. It says, and ye shall cry out in that day because of your king, which ye have chosen you. And the Lord will not hear you in that day. So what Samuel just prophesies to these Israelites is the king that y'all want over y'all so bad is basically he's going to be a wicked king. All right, but continuing on, this is 1 Samuel 8 and 19. All right, now, like I said, Samuel just prophesies that this king, all right, which we know is Saul, he's going to put y'all to work. He's going to put y'all to work, tax y'all, steal your crops and cattle. Take your sons, take your daughters. All right, make your daughters maid servants and cooks. Your son's going to be pulling his chariots. He going to put y'all to work. He going to put hell on y'all. All right, now listen to what Israel says. All right. Nevertheless, the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel. And they said, nay, but we will have a king over us. This is the nation of Israel. So when you look at Jake today and they happy under Esau, this the same thing. Going back, all right, to Isaiah 30 and 12. Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon. Jake trust in oppression. Samuel just stood in front of the people and said, look, the king is going to do this. He said he's going to oppress y'all. So when you look at Jake loving this place, it shouldn't surprise you. You've been like this since the ancient world. They trust in oppression. They love it. Jake complain and all that. But they don't want to go nowhere. They don't want to leave this place because they trust in oppression, just like this account in Samuel. First Samuel 8 and 19. After Samuel prophesies all that, nevertheless, the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel, and they said, nay, but we will have a king over. So basically they saying, yeah, we hear everything you say. We going to get oppressed, but we still going to have a king. That we also may be like the like the nations, and that our king may judge us and go out before us and fight our battles, like Yahweh Hashem Yahushai wasn't already doing that. So when you talk to these people, about America gonna be destroyed, Esau not gonna rule over us no more. Of course they not gonna want that. This is the spirit of the Israelites, the 2/3 of the nation of Israel. They want man to rule over them. They don't want Yahweh Hashem Yahushai to rule over them. Alright? They want a man to rule over them. And at that time that man turned out to be Saul, but at this time that man is Esau. At least we know we oppressed, but at least we got a king. But I ain't gonna hold you. I just wanted to make that quick video. Hope it was edifying. With that, I'm gonna say shalom.